is take some notes about the application, and I hope that you will be able to get as much information as possible during this webinar, and this experience is great to experience research at a Canadian university in the summertime. And I wish you good luck with this application process. And at the embassy, we're always interested in hearing from your experiences. So get in touch. You can follow us on social media, Canada, Colombia, and we're always very happy to hear about your experience. So thank you again for being here today. And know you can introduce the next speaker. Thank you.
Thank you, Magali. Thank you very much. So I'm going to introduce Jill Sherman. Jill is the Secretariat of the Calareo Consortium, an international research facilitator at Lakehead University. At Lakehead, she works in the Office of Research Services. She works with faculty and students on institutional partnerships, international research collaboration, and provides support for global research and mobility funding opportunities, including Mitacs Global Link programs. Also, we have our partners of Mitacs, Rokhaya Diouf, that is bilingual program specialist for the GRI program. She also serves as the partner's liaison and lead student communication for the program. Francisca Akhibi. Francisca is program specialist with the Global Link Research Internships GRI program from Mitacs, and she leads university communications and works closely with interns to support a seamless program experience. So Jill, Rokhaya, and Francisca, thank you very much for being here, and go ahead, please.
Thank you for having us, Camilo, and thank you, Calareo and CCYK, for hosting this session. I will start by sharing my screen. Oh, the option of screen sharing was disabled, so if you don't mind sharing your screen, Camilo, that
yes, I'm going to facilitate you. Let me see. Let me know if you can share it already.
Yes, I can.
Right.
Okay. Perfect. Can everybody see my screen correctly?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, thank you very much, everyone. I will reintroduce myself. So my name is Rokhaya. I am the program specialist for Mitacs, specifically for the GRI program. And today we will have a short 20-minute presentation. We will jump into the Q&A portion of this session. So normally we would take questions in the Q&A box, but I don't think that is so we will just take questions in the chat box. So presentation, we just ask that you keep them till the end, and then we'll be able to answer them at that point. So once we do start the Q&A portion, so questions and answers, we ask all participants to click on the reaction icon and then click on the raise hand, so we know in which order the questions are coming in. So, and then if you are uncomfortable with unmuting and asking your question directly, you can always ask your question in the chat box that should be at the bottom left corner of your screen. Now I will pass it on to my colleague, Francisca.
Yeah, thanks a lot, Rokhaya, and thank you so much for the organization, Camilo. My name is Francisca. I am the program specialist for GRI program. So just before I begin, a bit of introduction to Mitacs. Mitacs is a Canadian nonprofit organization, and we promote innovation between businesses, connecting businesses, researchers, postgraduate institutions with, interns, students, PhD students, doctorates, and the likes to solve business and societal challenges through collaboration of research projects. Under Mitacs, we have several programs that, answers different business challenge and societal challenges, and one of which is the Global Link Research Internship. Next slide, please, Rokaya. Now, the Global Link Research Internship is a program open to international undergraduates or students doing integrated programs. This is master's, combination of master's and undergraduate programs from participating universities to provide hands-on research experiences in selected and chosen fields. Now, this gives access to students broad variety within the Canadian dynamic and innovative research space, and also provides exciting opportunities for students in international countries to participate in sort of understanding Canada as a country and then as a culture. Also, Canada and Canadians, professors in Canada, students in Canada experience cultures from different organizations. So this is a collaborative effort amongst, different scale of people. And under the participating countries, we have the countries listed on the screen, and one of which is the Canadian Embassy in Colombia. This doesn't mean that, we can't partner with other countries. This is just, who the countries you're partnering with at this particular time and for this year's cohorts. We are open to partnering with other countries. And I'm now going to move on to the life cycle. Now, in this screen, you see the life cycle of the Global Link Research Program. Right now, we are in August to September, which is the student call. This is where international students start applying to programs. They can select a minimum of 3 projects and a maximum of 10 research projects based on their interests. Before this phase, we were faculty call phase, which happened between April and June. This is a phase where faculties, there's Canadian professors, submit projects to Mitacs, projects that they want to have research students participate in. Now, not all projects submitted by professors are accepted or approved. This is why, so as faculties or professors are applying, we also have students applying to those projects. And this criteria is based on the compliance and the measures that we've set internally. Now, after the students call, which is currently happening, we have the matching phase, which is November to January. This is a phase where professors review applications and then rank students according to the criteria they've set. Now, we as Mitacs, staff and employees, we also, and GRI specialists, we also review some of these projects and facilitate this matching and finalization phase. This is also when we start to offer the internship, the scholarships, and then the award letters. In February to April, we have the pre-internship phase. This is where students already know that they've applied and are successful for this program, and then they start making plans to come into Canada. This is where they start taking care of their logistics. We give them as much information as possible to ensure that they are well equipped with knowledge they need to come into Canada and thrive within the society. We as Mitacs also help to ensure that this phase or this period, this preparation period, is seamless for students. And so we provide mentorship that will be with them throughout their internship period and provide as much answers to their questions as possible. We provide information that has to do with their scholarships and the help they require, insurance, accommodation, and the likes. And then the internship phase proper is now between May and October. During this period, we see interns coming into Canada to start their programs. Now, we always put a caveat that interns have to begin their internship between May 1st and July 31st. This is the period where they have to begin their internship. And this provides a leeway for flexibility. If interns, for example, are unable to begin in May or June, they still have July until 31st to begin. And then they begin their internships for 12 weeks. And the last day for internship should fall on or before the October 31st. An example of this is if an intern chooses to start their internship on June 2nd, they are expected to finish their internship or complete their internship by, say, September or August, between August, last week of August, like August 28th, or like with first week in September. So this is, 12 weeks from the dates they started. And that summarizes the life cycle of the GRI program. I'm now going to hand the mic over to my colleague, Rogai, to tell us about the application platform. Thanks.
Okay, so some of you might already be familiar with the application platform, but some of you don't know what it looks like or how it functions. So I will ask my colleague to share the link of the Student GRI website, as well as the link to the platform for applications, and also a video tutorial on how to submit an application for this GRI program. So GRI stands for Global Link Research Internship, and I will from now on just refer it to GRI program. You will find all that information on how to apply, what the platform looks like in those videos. So this is just a quick glance of what the platform is, but also just to put emphasis on two sections that we've seen students have some difficulty navigating in. So this is what a general idea of what the platform looks like. As you can see, there are quite a few sections that you need to complete before you submit an application. Now I will focus on the academic reference section. So for the academic reference section, For the academic reference section specifically, you have the option to submit your to either invite your host professor to submit a reference letter, or you can do it yourself. When you are inviting your academic reference to submit, your academic professor to submit their reference, they have 72 hours to submit that information. So while you are waiting for them to submit the link, you will not be able to reset the link or find another professor to refer you within those 72 hours. After those 72 hours, then you can reset the link, change the information that you have submitted, or send it back to the same professor in case they missed the 72-hour timeline. And you do have the option to have two referees, so you can invite two referees into the platform so that they can provide you with a reference letter. If for whatever reason that option does not work for you, or the professor cannot submit the link, you also have the option to provide the reference link yourself directly onto the platform. We are aware that some professors are more comfortable just providing it directly onto the platform, which is why that option is available. But in case it doesn't work, you can always upload it directly onto the platform using the second option, which is much easier than waiting to send a link. Another section that we've seen issues with when students are applying is the project section. So as you can see in this part right here, you do have the requirements for the project. So you need to submit you need to select at least 3 different projects in 3 different provinces, and you can select a maximum of 10 projects that you are interested in. But you might see that, okay, these are the instructions, but you do not see the list of projects itself. So right now you are under the application tab. In order to see the projects that you would be interested in applying in, you would have to go under the projects tab that is going to be on the left corner of your screen, in the middle between welcome and application. Under the projects tab, you will find information on different projects, and you can look them up based on keywords on things that you are interested in. Once you have selected the words you are interested in looking at, in this case, the example was psychology, you will be able to click on the project itself to view the details, to get more information on the project, to see if you have the required skills to be working, apologies, to be working on this project. So you can see the project description, your role as a student, the required skills, the project activities, etc. So all that information is going to be available to you under the projects tab. Once you have gathered all the information that you are interested in, you can, at that point, select the project that you want to apply for and just click on the button apply, and you will be able to find it under the application tab in the project section, so that all the projects that you are interested in are going to be there for you to find. There is a video, like I said, that details all this on our YouTube channel. So please make sure to look at that video in case you're a little confused on how to navigate the platform. Everything is instructed there, but there is also a guide that you can find on the GRI platform, application platform, that will also help you navigate the platform in case you do not want to watch the video. Next, we have the award. So what is the award? The award is what Mitacs will be providing you for your internship. So once you have been selected, so like Francisca said, so there's quite a few phases that we go through before we reach to the selection of interns. So we go through the student call application, which is what we are currently doing right now. So this is when you are submitting your application for the program. Next, we have the matching phase. So professors will select their students based on the fact that you have applied to their projects. And if you meet all the requirements, you will be matched to that project. And then we will move on to the next phase, which is the pre-arrival of your internship. So that is when you receive all the documents needed for your arrival in Canada. So everything that's logistical, Mitacs will handle it. And then when it comes to the project itself, you and your professor will be talking about the details of what you will be doing for the project. So during the logistical process, you will receive a document with the award detailing responsibility towards you. So you will receive a funding to contribute to the cost of airfare. You will receive transportation from airport in Canada to your accommodation. And by that, I mean you will receive funding for that. You will receive a weekly stipend for housing and for your living expenses. You will receive your student fees. You will receive immigration fees as well, and it's going to be as applicable. So depending of your country of nationality and not necessarily the country you are studying in, that amount will vary. So that is how it will be calculated for you. And then you will receive your health insurance. So the health insurance is not going to be in form of monetary value. It's going to be something that Mitacs will get for you. So you will have your health insurance 2 days before you start your internship and 2 days after you've completed your internship. So all this information should be available to you starting February. So that's when usually we're done with the matching phase. Everybody has received update concerning their application. Matches have been confirmed. So you will receive an award letter detailing Mitacs commitment towards you. As for your funding, you will receive them in 3 installments. So let's say you will receive your first installment in May. The second installment is going to be in June. The last one should be in July. And in those installments, the funding would be breakdowns. Let's say first installment is going to be your airfare, your housing, your living expenses. Second one is going to be living expenses, housing, immigration fees, etc. So it's going to be broken down in that manner. But more information on this specifically will be given to you in your award letter, but also in an email detailing Mitacs funding commitment towards you. So you will see exactly how much you will receive for your internship, but also you will get a document with the calendar of when you should be expecting your funding. So you're never confused on to when exactly you're expecting the money to come to you. Now, we did a brief presentation on what Mitacs is, how it works for GRI, how to apply, and you know where to find all the information on how to apply. You might be wondering, okay, the program seems great, but why should I apply? What do I get from applying to the Global Link Research Internship? So first, you get the international experience. You get the opportunity to gain exposure to different research environments and methodologies that are available to you. You get to develop your skills, your technical and soft skills from participating in the program, but you also get the opportunity to have access to training that the program does provide its interns. You can get training such as program management, at least the first few steps of what it is to do program management, and get a certificate after you've done the training. You also get the possibility to network, to build valuable connections between international researchers, industry professionals, and your peers. Although this presentation is specifically for students in Colombia, you will be working alongside many international students. So like Francisca mentioned earlier, there is numerous countries that are taking part in the program. So you will get the opportunity to also collaborate with those researchers from different countries. You also get the opportunity to participate in meaningful research, as well as make different findings that can foster your academic growth. And then, as I mentioned earlier in your award letter, you will get financial contribution from Mitacs to help cover your living expenses, travel expenses, just the costs related to research, etc. And then just on a more basic level, you get the opportunity to enhance your resume, to make yourself more competitive on the job market, and just get the possibility to make important career advancements by participating in the program. And like I said earlier, you get the opportunity to work with different researchers across the world. So that will foster growth in you, just because you have the chance to see different cultures and different perspectives, and see how those different perspectives can impact the research world and also your perspective on the research landscape. And then finally, once you are participating in the Global Link Research Internship, GRI, once you have been selected, you get also matched with a mentor. So not only will you be working alongside your host professor at a Canadian institution, you also get the opportunity to get matched with a student who has studied at the university, who is currently studying at that university, who has knowledge on the university, who will be able to guide you through the process of taking part in the program, answering your questions concerning the university, the city that you live in, and just be your support while you are going through the Global Link Research Internship program. So those are just a few things that you can gain by participating in the program. So we hope that this gets you a better idea of why you should apply, things that you can gain, and why it's a valuable experience to you. So before I jump into the Q&A portion of this presentation, we did get a few questions that we see coming through quite often in our inbox. So we just wanted to clarify those, and then we will be able to jump into the Q&A portion of this presentation. So first of all, what type of language proficiency test do I need to provide? So for Colombia specifically, I don't believe there is a language proficiency test that is needed. But like I said, all the information concerning the requirements are going to be on our website. So I believe the link has been posted in the chat. So please make sure to review those requirements before submitting an application. But if you were to submit a language proficiency test, it would have to be by a recognized institution. Unfortunately, for those of you who have taken Duolingo classes, that is not sufficient enough to take part, or at least to submit for the language proficiency test if you had to provide one. How many semesters should I have left after I am done with the Global Link Research Internship? So once you are done with the Global Link Research Internship, students should have at least 1 to 3 semesters remaining in their studies so that they can be eligible for the program. Now, we're not super strict on the amount of semesters you have remaining after you've graduated. However, we do, not graduated, once you have completed the internship. However, we do expect students to still go back to school once they have completed the internship, which is why we say 1 to 3 semesters. I'm going to let my colleague Francisca answer the other two questions before I move.
Thanks a lot, Kaya, for the detailed explanation. Now, the next question, can I upload additional documents in the document section of the platform? Yes, absolutely. You can. So some students would like to showcase, some of the commendation letters, or even awards they've received. And while this might not affect the review of your eligibility, right? When you get to a stage where the professor is reviewing your application, these letters or additional information that you've added might come in handy. So we always encourage and even recommend that, as a student, if you've, gotten any sort of recommendation from, your home universities or professors, whoever it is, you should add it to the application, to your application. And where you can add it is on the last section of your application. You'll see the documents. There are two mandatory documents you should submit, which are your transcript and your resume. You should, and then other sections, I think there are 3 or 4 that are there for optional documents you can upload. Please feel free to add the documents that you will need to upload, just to ensure that it boosts your application. And fourth question, when does the internship start? And what's the duration of the internship? Now, the internship, you are required to, once you're selected, you are required to begin your internship between May 1st and July 31st. So July 31st is the last possible day you can start your internship. And then May 1st is the first day you can begin your internship. You cannot begin before May 1st, and then you can't start after July 31st. So an example I gave is if you, for example, choose to start your internship by, say June 8th, so first week in June, you are expected to complete your internship program by last week in August or first week in September. So you're counting 12 weeks, and within 12 weeks, you're going to have, your program going to work with the professor and then other students under the professor if, they're students, and then, complete your application 12 weeks after. And the duration again is 12 weeks. There you can't end your internship before 12 weeks or extend your internship after 12 weeks. So Rokaya is going to take us to how you can ask if you need more information, where you can contact us, and then also additional questions that you might have. Rokaya?
So if you have questions about the program, or if there's something that is left unclear and you didn't get the opportunity to ask it during this session, we do have 2 inboxes that you can email us at, and we'll be able to answer you within 3 to 5 business days. There are times that it might take longer just because we do get a large volume of inquiries coming in, but usually the timeline is 3 to 5 business days. So if you have any questions and you want to ask it you don't get the opportunity to ask them today, you can ask us directly at helpdesk@mitacs.ca for the English web inbox. And if you're more comfortable asking in French, you can do so at the assistance@mitacs.ca. So this information will also be shared to you in the chat as well, in case you miss it or you don't remember what was shared. So that is the end of our presentation. Thank you so much for listening so attentively. We will hop into the Q&A portion of this presentation, so questions and answers. I will stop sharing my screen so I can get your questions directly. So like I said earlier, if you have questions, you can raise your hand, and we will know in which order the questions will be coming in case you are more comfortable asking them out loud. If not, I will check the chat and see. My colleague and I will check the chat and see what questions were asked if they weren't already answered.
Thank you, Rohaya. Thank you very much. I think there are some questions maybe I could share to us to
Yes.
do the answer.
We have many questions in the chat.
Some of them are already solved, but there are some still are not answered. So Laura Castaño says, about the language, is any specific test that the student need to apply?
So for Colombian students, as far as I know, no, there is no language proficiency test that is required. You can submit your application as is. The only reason why I brought it up was just to clarify that if you were from a different country or you're going from a different institution, then you might be needing one. But for Colombian students, no. But all that information is on the GRI website as well.
Okay. Also, Alexis Montoya said, what type of visa is guaranteed to Colombian students for their internship experience program in Canada?
Mm-hmm. So once again, great question. Unfortunately, when it comes to immigration, since we are not immigration specialists, we cannot assist with immigration. However, what we can say is that we have immigration documents that we do share with students once we are ready and once we have consulted our immigration specialist. Up until this year, we have recommended all the interns to get a, what's it called? Oh, 160-day work permit exemption alongside with their regular visa or ETA that they need for the internship. But like I said, more information on that will be given to you once we consult with our immigration specialist sometime in March, usually. But as of right now, that's the only thing I can share.
Okay, thank you. Juan Bautista asked again about the language certificate, so we have already answered that. So the next one is from Maria Jose. And to be clear, we need to finish our studies at least by December next year so we can apply to the program, right?
So no, actually, you don't necessarily need to end your studies by December to be eligible for the program. In order to participate, we recommend students to still be in school. So since this is a summer internship, it normally doesn't impact your studies. So we expect students, once they have completed their internship, to at least have 1 semester or 3 remaining in their studies. But like I said, we're not very strict on the amount of semesters you have left once you have completed the internship, but you still need to be in school if you are taking part in the program.
Thank you, Rokaya, and thank you, Marisol, also because she's answering in the chat. And well, Maria Luisa asked if the references of the professor that we have to upload be from the professor in charge of the projects we applied.
Mm-hmm. That is also another great question. So the reference letter that we encourage students to submit is we usually ask that it's from a professor that can speak on your experience in research about your academic scores and all those things. It doesn't necessarily need to be the host professor in charge. The professor in charge. It can be just a professor that can speak on your work, somebody that knows you well, because that is how we select. Not necessarily that's the only way students are selected. However, it does make a big difference when it's a professor that knows you and can speak on your academic background, but also on your research studies.
Okay, thank you. There are another question about the language certificate, but we have also answered it. Maria Jose asked again, but Marisol have already answered her. So the last question will be for the moment of Silvia Rincon, that she still have 1 semester left. I will finish everything on June. I'm still eligible for starting the internship of summer.
That is a great question once again. So like I said, because the internship takes place, they start between May to October, and you can start anytime between May 1st to July 31st. I guess technically you would be within the time frame of taking part in the internship. However, I can't guarantee that you will necessarily be deemed eligible just because of the time you will be graduating school. But you are still welcome to submit an application if you meet the other criterias. And I know it's a very roundabout answer. However, just because I can't guarantee that the amount of semesters you have left by the time you are taking part is going to be acceptable for the program. But like I said, you are still welcome to submit an application just because you are graduating in June.
Okay, thank you, Rakaya. And we have here one standing up hand. So Ángela María Jaramillo, please go ahead.
Thank you so much for such an amazing session. Are you hearing me well?
Yes, we can.
You are. Okay, good. The question that I have, I'm a professor at the San Buenaventura University here in Cali, and I've supported around 6 of my undergraduate students to go to Canada already, which has been such an amazing opportunity for them. The question I have is it, because I don't have this, I still have a confusion in my head. Is this just for undergraduate students, or master's students and PhD students are also available to apply for this internship?
So thank you for asking this question, and we're glad that you have had interns that were able to take part in the program and had such a great experience. We love to hear those experiences. Now, to answer your question, the GRI program is specifically for undergraduate students or a combined undergraduate master's program. So those are the only ones that are eligible for the program. Now, however, Mitacs in general does offer other programs that postgraduates, master's students, doctorate students can apply for. It's just not applicable for GRI. If one of my colleagues could share the link for the graduate programs and postgrad, that would be great, so that students who are maybe at that stage can apply to other programs. But for GRI specifically, it's just for undergraduates or combined master's undergraduate programs.
Perfect. Thank you so much.
I
appreciate it.
Add to that a little bit. The Mitacs Global Link Research Award Program, the name is very similar, but they are very different programs. The Mitacs Global Link Research Award Program is available for graduate students as well as undergraduates. There's not a separate application process that is run like the GRI program, but you would work directly with a host supervisor in Canada to apply for that program.
Thank you for clarifying, Jill.
Thank you so much, Jill. And that, the same note, is it the same amount of time? Is it also 12 weeks for the program for the students? If you could clarify, I will appreciate it.
I'm happy to speak unless someone from Mitacs wants to. I'm the GRA coordinator for Lake.
Yeah, whomever. Yeah.
So
whomever.
It's a minimum of 12 weeks for that program. And there can be either 1 or 2. There's a new program this year. It can be 1 unit, which is 12 to 24 weeks, or 2 units, 24 weeks to a year at this point. So it all depends on what your host institution has decided in terms of allocation of awards, because there is an allocation system. So we have Mitacs rules along with internal rules as well. So.
Oh, okay. Perfect. Thank you so much.
Minimum for the GRA.
Sounds great. Thank you so much. I appreciate it.
You're welcome.
Well, we have here in the chat another question from Maria Luisa Garay. So she asked that in the webpage, she saw that she will submit an invitation letter. That one must be from the professor in charge of the project we applied.
So for reference letters, we do ask that it's from somebody that can speak once again on your academic background, but also on your research experience. Like I said earlier, it doesn't necessarily need to be the host professor, but the person that you are asking to be your referee must know you well, because when the matching process does start, professors in Canada do review the references that are submitted and do get in touch with your home professor. So it's best to select a professor that can speak on your general academic and research background. That helps.
Of course, makes sense. Well, Juan Sebastian asked, how much does it influence on applicants that they have had previous experience on research projects or similar to be eligible for the program?
I don't know if I can say how much it has affected. Obviously, if you have a research background, it does help a lot because you are coming into Canada to do research. So I believe emphasis is going to be put on students that already have that background. But not to limit anybody who has great academic scores who wants to participate. You are all welcome to submit an application. But just keep in mind that because GRI is research focused, and students are coming into Canada to do research, it's going to be something that is going to be very important and is going to be reviewed, especially during the matching phase. But professors have, as you saw in the application portal, they will ask what skills the student needs to take part in the program. So if you can review the skills and you believe that you have the required skills to apply for that specific project, please do so. Everybody's welcome to submit an application.
Thank you. And Juan Bautista asked if it is homologable with his last semester of college.
It all depends on when you are graduating. I know that some students are able to push their graduation date to after they've completed the internship in order to be eligible for the program. As I've said, to be eligible for GRI specifically, you need to have at least 1 to 2 semesters remaining in your program once you have completed the internship.
Okay, and Juan David asked if the students get a certificate upon the completion, and could they see a facsimile or an example?
I'm going to let Marisol answer this question if that's okay with you, since she has more information on that.
Yeah, of course, we do provide a certificate of completion once you finish the internship. Of course, you have to have completed it and also finalize some other requirements that we request to the interns in order for them to receive the certificate. But we do provide one at the end. I don't have one handy right now, but I think if you look on LinkedIn, a lot of our interns and past interns post them once they obtain them, so you can check that over there. But yeah, you receive one certificate upon completion, and we it's highly regarded, right? Because it's like from an international organization. So, and yeah, that's it.
Thank you, Marisol.
Thank
well,
you.
Oksana, sorry.
There's more?
No, here was Roxana's question, but Francisca answered it, so.
Okay. Thank you. I don't know, Jill, if you have something planned to inform about Calareo.
I do have something very, very brief, so if I can share
Great.
that. Yeah, very brief. Okay. So Calareo is a consortium of 6 Canadian universities that partners with CCYK. So that's why we are partnering on this presentation today. Our partners are currently Memorial University, Vancouver Island University, Carleton University, York University, Thompson Rivers, and Lakehead, which is where I am located. Our members are very diverse. We go coast to coast across Canada, and we have one of the things that we offer in common is a commitment to increasing collaboration with Latin America. One of the things I wanted to mention and bring up, as already discussed in the Mitacs presentation, is that you have to select at least 3 projects from at least 3 different provinces. Now, you can select projects from any university in Canada. However, we would like you to consider Calareo University. And I just wanted to point out that we can help you meet that 3-province requirement because our members are located in 3 different provinces as well. So just something to take a look at. We have just over 200 internships on offer this year. If you want to learn more about our member universities, You can go to calareo.ca and see our website to check out some details about our member universities. And stop with that right there. One of the things you can do on the portal, I'm gonna stop sharing this. One of the things you can do on the search portal in the Mitacs GRI portal is search also by, you can search by language. If you're more comfortable doing research in French, you can search French, you can search English, you can search by province, and you can search by name of university as well. So it's a very flexible platform to help you find what you're looking for. The single most important thing to do, however, is to find a research internship project that you're passionate about and for which you meet the requirements. And that's the end of my spiel.
Thank you, Jill. Thank you. I know someone want to add something else about the call, the information, Calareo. I think is really clear. Thank you, Jill, for everything. Go ahead.
Yeah, I just wanted to specify the timeline because I think we've talked in great length about the program, but forgot to say when the Global Link Internship Program call is going to end for student application. So it started August 6th, and the deadline to submit your application is going to be September 17th. So you still have a little bit of time to submit your application, to learn about the program. Make sure to visit our websites and the platform as well. We wish you all the best in your application, and we hope to see a lot of successful candidates at the end of this. So thank you very much.
Thank you, Rohaya. So the invitation is for the students that would like to interest and participate in the call. Chat and talk with their mobility coordinators, with their international relations offices in each of in all the universities, because they could guide you and they could orient you and support you in all the application process. So if you have any question, I think we can do it through the coordinators. And we can also share this question with Jill and with our Canadian partners to accompany and to stay with you in the process, in all the process. So thank you very much. Thank you, Jill, again. Thank you, Marisol, Rohaya, Francisca, all the Mitacs team. I think it's a great call, and the idea is that CCYK students apply and take advantage of these opportunities and other opportunities as we saw. Thank you very much. We are going to share the record, and any question you have, you can send to us, send to CCYK, and send to the international offices to support you in the process. Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Thank you very much.
Bye, everyone.
Everyone.